too real, yes. I got in position to walk you, walk you, yeah. I'm gonna do something, baby, don't let me stop you. No, just keep the thing going, feeling like we're floating. I wanna jump to the ground, but I don't want to rush you. Oh Lord, oh girl, I wanna go down, go down. Let me see the waistline, go round, go round. Up to the baseline, you can't sit down, girl, you can't sit down. Don't sit down, you can't go down. And you got the realest bumper in this town. It's the way you move it up and down, and the size and the shape is the way that you whine and the jiggle of the waist. That bumper is too real, it's dangerous. I wanna mind what it looking dangerous. I wanna mind what it looking dangerous. And I just want to grind on you, girl, it's too real, it's dangerous. I wanna mind what it looking dangerous. I wanna mind what it looking dangerous. And I just want to grind on you. You was born for this. I can feel it on for this. You're walking up and I like it so. I say you was born for this. I love the way you're performing this. When you're whining, baby, oh, girl, how you bad so? How you bad so? How you rude so?
I want to take a little piece of that. How you bad so? How you bad so? How you rude so? I want to tell you, I love that Kai so. I love this one too. Alright. There's enough soca. Tonight really wasn't going to be a live video because we had a long PEP meeting this afternoon, planning meeting. Tuesdays at 5:30 now is the management meeting because we have a lot going on. We have Diwali lighting up at the headquarters. So if you want to come out and light up with us, we're lighting up Diwali Dias on 19th Stanmore Avenue, Monday evening. We're meeting there from about 5 o'clock. So if you want to come and be a part of that, we're doing that. The raffle, the grand Christmas raffle is launching Thursday, November the 1st, I think. And so get your raffle books because we only have 2,000 tickets printed and we have 25 real good chances. We have a Christmas party coming up, which is also the drawing of the raffle. We have PEP internal elections on December 21st. We have PEP second anniversary, January 18, 2019. We have PEP's first Juve band, Carnival Sunday 2019. Link up with that because that's going to be a time. We're starting at Stanmore, we're going round the Savannah and we're coming through those little side streets and we're staying right there, nice and safe. So all of that happening. If you want to be involved, come and get involved. Come and be a part of this. This Saturday's meeting going to be important. We're discussing that. What's really happening is the launch of the South Office November 17. And we're working hard at that. You hear how much things PEP have going on? Let's do that again. We're launching South Office November the 17th. 4 weeks from then, we're launching the East Office, Tumpuna Road in Arima. 4 weeks from that, we're launching the North Office in Barataria. 4 weeks from that, we're launching in, if it's not Carnival, we're launching in Central. And then it's Wheels down in Tobago. We're doing Diwali lighting up Monday evening. We're meeting at PEP office we there from 4. You can come from 5, 6. We have a public meet and greet this Saturday at 19th Stanmore Avenue like we do every Saturday from noon. We have people walking about in South this Saturday. We have people walking about in the North this Saturday. We're planning our Christmas party. That is the draw of the raffle that is launching. That's only 15th of December. That is launching the 1st of November. 1 month and 15 days to sell all the tickets. We're having a Christmas party. We're having PEP internal elections on the 21st of December. We're having a anniversary. We're still deciding if it's going to be a dinner or a cocktail party to celebrate our 2nd anniversary. It's our auspicious occasion to observe. And then PEP Juve. Plenty things happening. Progressive Empowerment Party booming. We're blowing up. We're coming out hard. We're coming large. If you are not yet involved in the most exciting political experience that happened to this country in its entire history, now is the time to come on board. Somebody asked me today, he said he have friends who in other political parties, they in local government now, they actually in local government and they want to switch sides. Come over. PEP open to everybody, you know. PEP open to everybody, unlike the other political parties though. This isn't a big shot starboy party. You can't parachute from on top. So any of them recycle politicians, and to all the people who telling me and telling us, get some names, we have all the names we need. More than names, we have competent, capable, visionary people, civic-minded patriots in this country. So we don't need going looking for any cast-offs or recycles, please. We have no interest in any recycled politicians. The Progressive Empowerment Party, come and meet this crew. Come and meet this crew. Just the advisory council. Just immerse yourself in a conversation with the advisory council and you'll realize this is your mother and father political party. This is a real organization that launched with a manifesto. Within weeks of being launched, we had 21 policies in the national conversation, changing the way politics was done. Prior to January 18th, do you remember what they was talking about? You remember what the Parliament was talking about prior to January 18, 2018, when the Progressive Empowerment Party was launched? They were talking about, 2017, they were talking about roti politics. They was talking bacchanal. They was talking who zoom in who. Remember that? Remember what was going on in the Parliament, bringing itself into odium and disrepute? That's what was going on. Progressive Empowerment Party touched down and the whole conversation shelled down. Yeah? So listen, you're going to hear not as much, it's not as vociferous, it's boiled down. Because the UNC supporters who had to support UNC because they were told, be racist, support UNC because PNM is racist and you don't look like them, so you have to be this. And the PNM people who were told, be PNM because UNC racist and you don't look like them, so you have to be this. All of those people who were stuck, unstuck. All of a sudden, all those people who had nothing as real political representation, who were literally circling in a political party for no other reason other than skin color and hair texture, are now free. And are now discussing politics. And are now saying there is options and there are alternatives. Which other political party in this country's history came on the scene and the first issue that they brought into the conversation was home ownership for all? Zero deposit, zero interest for 30 years, up to $1.5 million, allowing even minimum wage earners to own a home. That is so revolutionary. That one act will change this country. When we say like a rising tide lifts all boats, that is the rising tide that will lift all boats. From the moment we tell you that the Progressive Empowerment Party as a government undertakes jobs for all and home ownership for all who have a job and want to own a home, see those two things? Those are very important pillars. And neither the PNM nor the UNC have undertaken to do that. We have ambassadors and high commissioners all over the world that serve no purpose right now. Under a Progressive Empowerment Party government, ambassadors and high commissioners will have two jobs. Either sell Trinidad and Tobago to the world or bring foreign direct investment that creates jobs, hope and opportunity to Trinidad. One of those two things. And make sure you're reporting quarterly that you have some successes coming. Because if you're not doing that, fire yourself. Don't wait for us to fire you. We'll fire you by text. We'll fire you by WhatsApp. This is not a stunt and pose party. This is not a party for Convent accent. This is a party for people who want to serve the country and make Trinidad and Tobago a better place. If you want that, come and be a part. Our diplomatic corps will be people who understand that the mission is to sell Trinidad and Tobago business to the world and to bring foreign direct investment into Trinidad and Tobago. National security. National security. We put this in the conversation. Establish radar-connected security platforms 3 miles out at sea to create a virtual wall around Trinidad and Tobago, manned by law enforcement professionals and equipped with fast attack boats and interceptor helicopter gunships that would enforce stop and search for all marine craft entering our waters. This will bring an end to the illegal trade in guns, drugs, human cargo, and money laundering, among other things, illegal immigration. We would literally draw a virtual line 3 miles out in the sea. And if you are coming to Trinidad and Tobago, when you reach that line, pull up selector. We are going to ask you to state your business, demonstrate your bona fides, because if you have no business in Trinidad and Tobago water, turn around. Because if you come further, the law enforcement that secures this nation have the authority to board you, stop and search you, and if you are in the contraband business, arrest and detain you and seize your boat and your contraband. Yeah? And if you don't stop, if you are not responding to a yield to search, they'll sink you. The game done. Within months of a Progressive Empowerment Party government coming to office, the drug trade done. Within months of the Progressive Empowerment Party government coming to office, the illegal guns that have all these young boys stunting, done. Within months of a Progressive Empowerment Party government, human trafficking and illegal importation of US currency for money laundering, done. Within months of a Progressive Empowerment Party government, because of the maritime security wall, there will be no more illegal immigration, and all immigration will come through authorized channels. First world law enforcement. Engage the services of foreign law enforcement, internal affairs, and investigation teams to clean up the police service of corruption and criminal activity. Establish continuous training and assessment inclusive of mandatory drug and polygraph testing. Incentivize law enforcement through bonuses and rewards for exemplary service. Establish promotion policy based on merit and instructed by knowledge and skill development, as well as an unblemished record. That means by the creation of an internal affairs division, corrupt and rogue police officers will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We will ensure that the police officers that are good, honest, decent, hard-working men and women who are keeping their oath of service will be incentivized and motivated. We will give them opportunities for bonuses. A simple example is the 30,000 illegal guns that the Prime Minister says exist. Then we will put $1,000 or a $2,000 bounty on those guns because we've secured the borders, no new guns coming in. So bring those guns, police officers alone, and you will get $1,000 or $2,000. You can imagine you're a police officer and you pick up 100 illegal guns this month, $200,000 going in the children's school fund or to pay down on your mortgage. That's the kind of government that you need, from criminals to contributing citizens. Those who run afoul of the law and end up in jail will be given the tools to return to society better equipped than when they entered. Mandatory literacy, therapeutic counseling, and conflict resolution skills, together with opportunities to learn trades and even attain university degrees, would be offered to encourage personal development and provide hope and opportunity away from a life of crime. Even the absolute bottom rung of society, we make sure and we address. First world health care. Build and operate 41 constituency healthcare facilities complete with accident and emergency minor surgery services that would put healthcare within easy reach of all citizens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Deploy professionally trained call center controlled paramedic ambulance service to fire stations, health centers, and police stations to allow for emergency response in all emergencies under 10 minutes nationwide. Monitor all fleets via GPS. So no police officer throwing on blue light to get past traffic and then turning it back off. The moment he turns it on, it will activate in the National Operations Center, and he better be on a mission. The same thing with the ambulance. You know the ambulances turn on the siren to break traffic light. You better be going to pick up somebody or drop somebody to the hospital. Prestige education for all. Abolish the child abusing SCA. Make all schools 10-year zone schools. Establish a grade point average GPA system that monitors the performance of students, teachers, and principals simultaneously. Create constituency education board of supervisors. Higher education and skills training. Make education finance available that can be repaid either as loans or through public service in disciplines deemed essential to national development. Establish assessment facilities for skills and trade certification. Develop a national trades and skills master plan to guide career choices. Food independence. Set food targets based on national consumption data. Make farmland available rent-free to small farmers. Set crop schedules. Purchase, harvest, and distribute produce through 41 constituency, wholesale, and retail markets. Tobago and Trinidad. Hear what I said? Tobago and Trinidad. Until an actual bridge is built, we must work to ensure that all goods and services that are available in Trinidad are also available in Tobago at the same prices, and that movement between both islands is uncomplicated and affordable. Establish within the sister isle opportunities for further education in tourism and agriculture, and create credit facilities that support the development of these and other industries. Alternative renewable energy. Develop alternatives to oil and gas. Encourage wind farms, solar arrays, and tidal generators used to provide cheap, abundant, and clean energy for all. Clean, reliable, pipe-borne water for all. Decentralize water management and distribution to all 41 constituencies through the establishment of constituency-owned and operated water purification and distribution plants, responsible for sourcing their own supply through bulk transmission, wells, rainwater retention dams, and ponds or desalination. This plan would quickly allow all citizens to benefit from a reliable, clean source of water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A war on poverty. Make universal home ownership a reality and job creation a top priority. Encourage foreign direct investment in labor-intensive business partnerships. Set medium-term national jobs for all master plan that leaves no citizen behind. Establish living wage policy to guide minimum wage. Regulate the financial sector. Interest to be paid on depositors' funds at rates set by central bank. Abolish all banking fees not compliant with terms of banking license. Open the banking sector to international competition. Cap the spread on foreign exchange. The difference between the prices for buying and selling foreign exchange, the spread, puts an unnecessary 10 to 13% tax on the economy. Capping it to under 3% would save billions of dollars lost to artificial inflation and profiteering. From employee to employer. Startup support for small businesses with demonstrated potential for success. Operational credit to assist with recurring expenses of rent, electricity, and raw materials for approved projects, monitored by dedicated case officers and designed to achieve profitability in quick time. Public office reform. Make all public office holders accountable. Enact recall and termination legislation for instances of non-performance and misconduct in public affairs. Electoral reform. Cap election spending that disqualifies candidates for breaches. Enact equal opportunity media law. Remove the $5,000 deposit currently required to contest an election. Candidates must reside within the constituency they hope to represent. I'm going to give you some details in that one. Cap election spending that disqualifies candidates for breaches. Right now, Junior Sammy and Kusals and Sabga and any of the deep pocket financiers could drown the elections in big money that they hope to get back in contracts. If you say that each constituency election, because it's 41 constituency elections that make up a general election, they're actually constituency elections, and when they all had at the same time, it's called a general election. That's where the term comes from. Well, if you cap the spend on each constituency at $100,000, that is all you can spend for the 6 to 8 weeks of the election. So you can't be running crazy ads and mad stunts. Most of it will have to be spent in conversations with the people, and it would level the play field. If you spend $1 more than you are allowed to spend, your candidate will be disqualified. No ifs, no ands, no buts. And as that is the most important thing, people will observe. If you listen in the United States, you hear during an advertisement, after an advertisement, you hear, I am Barack Obama, I am George Herbert Walker Bush, and I approve this message. I am Bill Clinton, and I approve this message. What that means is this is an official ad from the campaign that can be accounted for. Any ad that is run that does not have that appended to it is not an official ad, and the station that run the ad risk losing their broadcast license, and they could be turned off for the duration of the election. Candidates must reside within the constituency they hope to contest. This one is a real bugbear. People have been lining up outside their members of parliament office to tell them about what is going wrong inside their constituency. If Fitzgerald Hines was living in Laventille West, Fitzgerald Hines would have known what was going on in Laventille West and would have been able to solve problems like the water that flood those people's houses and cause them to get wet. The situation is ass backwards. We had a time when Stephen Cadiz referred to Colm Imbert, one is government, one is opposition. Stephen Cadiz referred to Colm Imbert as his MP, and he was an MP. That is madness. If you are the member of parliament for Chaguanas East and you not living in Chaguanas East, how you know what the people of Chaguanas East dealing with? There is a $5,000 deposit currently required to contest an election. We want to abolish that altogether. Maybe make it a $500 so people wouldn't just play the fool at election time. You would still have to put out some money, but not $5,000, because having to put out $5,000 means that any new political party that come along have to find $205,000 in deposits alone. We need to broaden and open the playfield so that more people get to take part in elections, not less. An end to corruption. Shut down all special purpose companies and establish robust and transparent tenders processes that disconnect purchase decisions and contractual awards away from the political directorate. Sell non-essential state companies. Let's deal with the last part first. Sell the non-essential state companies, the state companies that are making a loss, that are not beneficial. Government have no business being in business. So all business that are business should be sold. The government has a responsibility to operate the country to the well-being of all the citizens. That's the mission, not being in business. Sell everything that is not vital or earning a profit. Shut down all special purpose companies, EMBD, EFCL, UDCOT, Sport, TT, all. Shut them all down. Patrick Manning created them as a means to steal money, as an end run around the tenders process. We say establish robust and transparent. I want to tell you what that word transparent means. All tenders that are won will be broadcast, will be published in the Gazette so that you can see, and it is not AVG Holdings or JOQ and Company Limited. It will be the company and all of the directors, and you cannot form a flip-flop company at your lawyer's address with just your lawyer name as a shareholder. None of that. For your company to qualify, it must be a functional company with functional directors, a functional board of directors, and real shareholders, so all of their details can be published in the Gazette so the people know it is a transparent award of contracts. We say establish a robust process that disconnects purchase decisions and contractual awards away from the political directorate. This is a big one. When you hear that the Minister of National Security wants to get 15 of a vehicle, of a type of vehicle, or 15 fire engines, it mustn't be that the Ministry of National Security is involved in the purchase of fire engines. What it must be is that the Ministry of National Security requests of the Tenders Board that they advertise that we need fire engines, and these are the parameters, these are the requirements, this is what it must be able to do. And they put that out in the public space, and they interview, they receive proposals, they receive tenders bids, they actually interview the different people hoping to supply. They could summon. This is a transparent process. This is recorded like a court case. They could summon technocrats from the Ministry of National Security to verify certain issues and make the decision of which fire engine to appoint or which company. That's just an example, but it's to show you, if the political directorate cannot give you a contract or cannot award you a contract, corruption dies. No more mega contractors. Decentralize all public development and maintenance work to constituencies, with all contractors and employees having to reside within the constituency where the projects are located. That means no more overnight calcos, no more overnight northern constructions for Ishgal Baransing, no more overnight billionaires paving roads throughout the country. If there's a road to pave in Diego Martin West, it has to be paved by a contractor established in Diego Martin West. You cannot establish yourself in multiples of jurisdictions. You cannot have interlocking directorates. You cannot have one man owning 9 companies in 9 constituencies. All of that will be abolished. What you will have is transparency right down to the ground, and you will make sure that the people who are doing the jobs in the constituency come from the constituency. And if you live in the constituency and you see people on contracts that you know don't live in the constituency, you can report it to the police. As real as that. Decriminalize marijuana. Medicinal marijuana is now the #1 cash crop in California and other jurisdictions. Grown for export to the global pharmaceutical industry, could create massive revenue streams and much needed jobs. Regulated and controlled the way tobacco and alcohol are, would allow for much needed protection and controls and remove the criminal underworld from the equation. I want you to understand, neither tobacco, cigarettes or alcohol are legal. They are decriminalized. They are not legal. You require documentation and licenses to hold and distribute. You require, especially in the case of alcohol. Now, right now, the police are being lax. But police can go in somebody's house and they have more than 1.8 liters of alcohol, and they can't produce a license to say, this is where I bought it and how much I paid for it and from who. So they could follow that to the supplier so that they could protect the nation. That is how you decriminalize something, and marijuana should be done the same way. National plastic bottle policy. Apply tax to plastic bottles at manufacture or importation stage. Redeem tax for return of discarded bottles so as to encourage environmental cleanup. Provide a ready stock of material for road building and construction industries and generate revenues for those least employable and most in need. These bottles here, one of these bottles has more plastic in it than 1,000 grocery bags. So when you see Hilo Massey did this stunt trying to tell people that they're going to save the world by outlawing plastic bags that they wanted to sell you, know that it was a stunt. But these plastic bottles here, this is the real criminal in the environment right now. And if you put a 25-cent tax on this bottle at the manufacture stage and make the manufacturer Blue Waters, Water One, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, SN Jaleel, Solo, Nestle, anybody who is using plastic bottles, put a 25-cent tax on the bottle. Put a 25-cent tax on the bottle. So that if it is discarded in rivers and streams and landfills, people could go and collect these bottles and take them to redeem them for the 25 cents. The redemption centers would break them down to create pellets or strips for construction industry and road building. It would clean the environment, it would provide material for construction and road building, and it would drill money right down to the lowest rungs of society. That, if ever a policy was a win-win-win, that policy is first world development. Establish new city within easy access from all corners of Trinidad and Tobago for offices of state currently based in Port of Spain. Implement online and ATM payments wherever possible for ease of payment and decentralization of transactions. Properly done, this would end the hours lost to traffic faced by state employees twice daily and put essential service within easy reach of all. This, as a policy, will generate so much revenue, will save so much money. So many children grew up in the back seats of cars because mommy and daddy living in Point Fortin and working in Port of Spain. 200 to 250,000 people make that commute from all corners of Trinidad and Tobago to Port of Spain every day to work in government offices that are unnecessary. Unnecessary. We could decentralize all of those state offices to the communities or build a central city for these offices, a government campus, if you will, that would allow for an end to all of that madness. Those are the first 21 policies that we came out the gates with. We came out the gates with 21 policies from our manifesto, which is going to be called Reboot the Republic. And hearing policies that strong, so many game-changing policies, I mean, when people heard it the first time, they said to themselves, wow, why haven't we been having these conversations before? You know why? Because race was all it was taken to make you, to keep you isolated. That's all it was. That's all it was. Race politics. Eric Williams did that. Eric Williams did that.
Welcome to the place where all we talk about is race. Race to the mansion, race to the man's camp, race into belts and ways. There's an island down in the south by the Orinoco Mountain with funk and fire, human desire. What place I'm talking about? Talking about Trinidad. We have the goods and the bad. Welcome to Trinidad, where half the country mad. Talking about TDO, Bacana, that's the way we flow. Shots with fire, waves with pep, when we hear our soul coming through. If you come by plane with a lie, or by a boat, the coast guard in sea. Water, this ain't no mama guy. This is the land of the free is free. Fire, so come on down, join the Lego. This is lawless, not Trinity. So bend back and start the ball. All of we is one family. Oh darling, talking about Trinidad. We have the goods and the bad. Welcome to Trinidad, where half the country mad. Talking about TDO, Bacana, that's the way we go. Shots with fire, waves with pep, when we hear our soul coming through.
Sport, culture, the arts. These are important things. The environment. Animal policies. The Progressive Empowerment Party proposes an animal bill of rights that would protect domestic farm and wild animals from abuse and or neglect. This is how you run a country. You use the legislature and taxation to guide all of the people forward, to maximize their full potential, to create an opportunity for every citizen of the country to get where they could potentially go. That's how you run a country. It's easy to get caught up in old noise and stunting and attacking people and bacchanal. That's easy to do. You don't need a brain to do that. Any jackass could do it. All jackasses in politics do. But the reality of the situation is that this country requires all of its people to open their minds to what we have the potential to be. This nation, Trinidad and Tobago, is located in the tropics outside of the hurricane belt between North, Central, and South America. We are so perfectly positioned that we couldn't have chosen a better location for this country. We were supposed to maximize just that to the benefit of all the people. We did not. We are not the region's leaders in shipping, but we should have been. We're not the region's leader in marine craft and yachting, but we should have been. Those two things, cruise ship tourism. We are not the region's leader in cruise ship tourism, but we should have been. Those three things could create more jobs and more revenue than oil and gas. Sustainable, long-term, proper jobs that could spin off, environmentally friendly. There are so many. If you were just doing shipping turnaround, forget the rest of shipping. If you were doing shipping turnaround, our farmers couldn't supply fast enough. And it's just that. And it's just those things. We've created a rotted mess. We've allowed criminals to operate two political parties that were built on division, built on noise, built on bacchanal, built on having the people fight one another. We've allowed that to turn this blessed nation into a cesspool. The good news is we could undo this real quick. We could undo it real fast. Anywhere, anytime in history that the people have stood up and said, this is it, the time of change is now, change comes. It is always the responsibility of the people to stand up and change how things are. 56 years of change, exchange in this country. 56 years of treasury plunder and pillage by friends and financiers of the PNM and the UNC has run the ship of this state aground. You cannot dispute any of those facts. The truth of the matter is, we are to blame. We are responsible by our apathy and by our complacency, by being involved, by being fooled. I say we. I didn't say you. I said we. It's all of us to blame. We let Mova, Beatam, Laverton, and Silots become that. We let Shogunas. I mean, in my lifetime, Diego Martin became a hotspot. We allowed this to happen, and it is we to fix it. The time for the patriot, the time for the civic-minded citizen is now. This country is waiting on all of its people to unite as one people under one flag. And the day that happens, politically, all of the games will change. You have opportunity now. You have opportunity now. The Progressive Empowerment Party is a well-established, organized political movement operated by very committed and intelligent people. Come to the office this Saturday at noon and interact with all of the different members at all of the different levels, and you will see what political organization with a plan looks like. Come and have conversations about our plans, programs, policies, and ideas, and you will understand what governing a country with vision sounds like. You will see and you will know that this is the type of politics we always knew we always needed. And it is time to come together. We have people that support this party at the pinnacle of their professions and sporting disciplines and artists. We have support from some of the biggest, brightest names in Trinidad and Tobago, people that we're proud to be associated with. We need your assistance financially because we don't want to be beholden to any deep pocket financiers who want in exchange for their political support that they get the lion's shares of contracts and involve the government in corruption. The Progressive Empowerment Party has no interest in that. Conversely, flipping that script, we have every interest in going after all those same big contractors and to examine all the contracts that they have been awarded, looking for cases where the contractor and the government was involved in conspiracy to defraud and criminally enrich, and bring all of them to justice. It is time for a real government in Trinidad and Tobago. It is time for champions that the people could stand with. We don't need to be marching around in circles. We need to be having serious conversations. We need to be asking ourselves, why can't we have a country where our elders could age in peace and our children could play in safety? That is the kind of country that we want to have, where our people leave this nation and go abroad, is to find first world service but miss the Trinidad and Tobago that they grew up in. We say, why can't we have a first world blessed nation and stay home? I think that is possible. I think that you know that it is possible. I think that we all, when we come together, we can make it possible. And the Trinidad and Tobago that you want is the same Trinidad and Tobago I want, and it's the same Trinidad and Tobago all your neighbors want. Even people who see each other and pass each other with malice, they're doing that because their minds have been twisted inside out. All of those people have the same needs, the same love, the same desire. They have the same drives. They want the same things for their children. They want the same betterment for themselves. It is time that we put aside the things that divide us and focus on all the things that unite us. If you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, this Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, come and join us. Come and join the conversation. Come and put us on the spot. Come and ask any question that you think that you need to ask to get to the bottom of what it is we're trying to do here. Come and see if this is not the place you should have been all along. Trinidad and Tobago, the call is out now for the patriots and the civic-minded to put aside the culture of bacchanal and noise and get involved in the redevelopment of Trinidad and Tobago to the benefit of all its people. We promise you a government that understands that the well-being of all the people of the country is the function, purpose, and reason for public office, for government. We promise you the mission is to win the next general election convincingly so as to govern this nation properly for the first time in its history. If you want that for yourself and your family, join us this Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, Port of Spain, 4 buildings down from the Savannah. It's easy to find. We put up our nice orange flags outside, so you can't miss it. Our driveway is across the road from Albion Street. It's kind of easy to find. We're up the road from Jenny's Car Park. We're in between McDonald's, 51 Degrees, and TGI Fridays. Once you're around those things, you can find us easy. Yeah? And everybody know how to message me if you're lost. The The truth of the matter is, the country that we want is on the other side of your vote. We can't continue to settle for nonsense, accepting shit as sugar and pretending that this is normal. It's not. This country never, ever was properly run to the benefit of all its people. That has to change. And that decision is yours to make. We here doing the job. You could never say, after this time, nobody could ever say that you didn't know or you didn't have a choice. For the first time in this country's history, not one recycled politician. For the first time in this country's history, a political party built on a vision for the people, of the people, by the people. Come and have the conversation. Come and kick the wheels and test drive it. Come and see if this is not the political party you always knew you should have been a part of. Plenty of young people come to this party, find it, and go and drag their mother and father and say, leave that PNM and UNC bullshit aside. Come and listen to real politics. And it's true. Our biggest followers now are the elders. People tell me people can't change. It is those people that lead in the charge to change. They knew they wanted better. They just never got an opportunity before. The opportunity is here. The time is now. We meet this Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.